Hey everyone, it's Zahava. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be doing something that I have been putting off for quite some time. I have made it my mission this year to see my booktube channel grow. I think I'm having a little bit of difficulty for a couple of different reasons, not the least of which is the lack of book background in my videos, because I think that sometimes when people come to the channel, they see the fabric background, they see the white of my walls and all that thing, and all of you know if you've been here before that I'm kind of design challenged. Like, I don't really know how to do interior design or decorating. It's like not a strength of mine, but I do have these bookshelves behind me. It's the book tree, and then I have some books a little bit all over the house. But really, when people come here, they don't know that I have changed the direction of my channel, which used to focus on small business, home-based business, and sort of shifted it over to a booktube channel because I just don't have a background conducive to people clicking on the videos. So if you haven't liked this video yet or subscribed to the channel, now would be a really good time to do it, because as I've said, I do have some successful videos that are on the small business, home business based side of things. And what we need to do is we need to help the algorithm to look more at the booktube videos and less at the business videos. And if you're asking why I don't just delete the business videos, it's because those are the ones that are getting the 13,000 hits on them. Like, I have one video that's got like 13,000 clicks on it, and that's the one that's bringing in the most revenue right now. But I don't want to be doing that anymore. I want to be doing booktube full-time, ideally. So that's sort of just where I am. And based on that, I have been kind of avoiding doing the big project of getting my bookshelves in order. So basically what we're looking at now is the current state of my wall unit. Now, if I bring you guys a little bit closer, sorry for the shaky camera, but I want to show you just what's here. So right now I have some overstock of my fabric, and then I have some eBay stock here. Now, the idea behind that was that I was going to originally keep some stock here so that I wouldn't have to go to my storage locker every single time. So ultimately what I discussed with Eric is that we were going to empty this entire shelf. We were going to move it into the corner this way, where right now you could sort of see that I have a treadmill that I'm not really using, and I have, we're just gonna sort of clean up this area. Like, there's some old camping gear on the top, and a whole bunch of books over here that I haven't read yet. And I just wanna get sort of everything all organized for you guys. And so this big industrial shelf is gonna be moved to the side over there. And then on this side, there's a bit of a problem because over here, as you can see, there's a bit of a display case here. Those are photo albums and stuff, so I don't want to get rid of those. I want to keep those there. But then just over here, I have a whole bunch of books that I haven't read either. And I just feel like if there was a little more organization here somehow, I would have a better background. Maybe the videos would be more clickable. And I don't know, I would have a better idea of what it is that I have, what it is that I still need to read, and all of that jazz. So what we're going to be doing is I actually have to do this video in multiple steps, because it's not just this area here that I'm going to be cleaning out. There's actually some steps that I need to do before Eric can help me move the shelves over. Starting with going into this little office here. Now, all that stuff on the shelves has to come down. And the reason that that all has to come down is because all the stuff that you saw on the top of those shelves over there, which is basically all of Eric's stuff, has to come over here, because this is kind of Eric's little office over here. So I'm just gonna take the stuff that's on the top of the shelf behind me over here, which is actually my stock for my online stores, and I'm gonna have to move that over to the big industrial shelf that we are eventually going to be moving over. So there's gonna take some organization. And also eventually I am gonna have to get all of the stuff that is here. Do you guys remember this area right here in this industrial shelf that's all here? Like, that there is eBay stock, but all that there, those are all books that are mine that I haven't read yet. So I'm hoping to get those out in the front. And in the absence of space, these are all books, these top two shelves here are all books that I haven't read either. So obviously I have not been the most responsible girl when it comes to organizing my books, and I'm hoping to change that now. And I'm hoping that that's gonna help the channel to grow and just, get things where I want it to be and all of that jazz. So I'm working with some very limited camera gear. So I'm only gonna have like the one camera going, and I don't really know what this video is gonna end up looking like, but I hope that you guys are gonna hang around. So yeah, I mean, just go get a snack, come hang out with me, and we're gonna see how it goes. And I should also mention that this video is probably gonna have to take place over a couple of days. So if you see some outfit changes, please don't stress. I don't think I wanna be doing any heavy work or heavy lifting in this outfit, because I'm dressed kind of to go out. I do have some errands to run, but I really wanted to do this intro for you in somewhat of a decent getup. So when I come back, I'm gonna get into some comfy clothes, some working clothes, and yeah, maybe put on an audiobook, and then I'm just gonna get going and I'm gonna let the camera roll. So I will see you guys back in a little while.
3 days later.
Editing Zahava here. So when I filmed the intro to this video, I actually filmed it a lot more than 3 days before we actually did the work. And I had edited that and It was sitting around, and honestly, I had forgotten most of the things that I told you in the intro. So I'm just about to repeat myself again as we're getting into the bookshelf reorganization. If that's something that you want to skip because it's more of a conversational tone, but if you don't want things to repeat, you could always just go ahead to the next chapter and skip forward a little bit. And I'm really sorry for being repetitive, but I just think that it really aids with the flow of the video, and I didn't want to edit it all out. Right, so basically what we're going to do today is we're going to switch up the background of these bookshelves here so that we can create a nicer background for filming. I don't exactly know how this is going to work because I'm working with like very limited camera equipment and a very sort of small space. But essentially yesterday what we sort of pre-started, which I'll just turn the camera a little bit so you guys can see. So Eric had a whole bunch of stuff up here, which we sort of swapped spaces between his stuff that was up here and the little room that we have on the other side of the house. And we're just gonna be like swapping out these bookshelves here that are kind of, I don't know, here I have some fabric, here I have some like eBay stock, so it's not exactly the best use of the space. And what I'm hoping to be able to do is to provide a nice book background that we can sit down and have our monthly reading wrap-ups, and hopefully this will improve thumbnails and just general interest in the channel. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe, because about 80% of my viewers are not subscribed and it would really help me out. Thing is that if you like the book content, which is exactly where this channel is going, it's really important that you interact with the videos and you like the videos as much as you can, because I do still have some small business videos up on the channel, which I cannot take down because those are my videos that are bringing in whatever meager income, and it is meager. Maybe I get $100 from YouTube every 3 months, okay? So like, it is very meager, but it is still producing somewhat of an income for me, but I need to trick the algorithm. So if that makes sense to you guys and you want to see more bookish content, which is essentially where I want this channel to be going from now going forward, just please remember to like and subscribe and interact with the comments and, you know, that all that jazz. All right, so enough for the self-promotion. Yeah, so basically what we're gonna do is I'm gonna start by, not exactly sure how this is going to work out. I have books, as you know, if you've been here before, a little bit all over the house, so it's kind of hard for me to suss out what I want to do, but I can't move any shelves over until the shelves are empty. So that's where we're going to start. And yeah, I mean, we're just going to sort of get going, and I'm going to have maybe 2 camera angles, not exactly sure, because I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm gonna start with getting rid of things that I know have to be moved to a different room. So we'll start with that. I'm actually probably gonna be silent for most of this video just because I've got to turn the air conditioner on because it's just like way too hot here. So probably y'all are gonna get a voiceover. The other part of this project that I need to accomplish is I need to take out all the books that are here on this shelf right here, because these are my to be read books, and I have to swap out my eBay stock from the living room, bring it over here, and then I'll just have all my eBay stock over here, and then all these books that I haven't yet read are gonna go out into the living room. So I think I kind of have to start here, clear up this entire shelf, either bring the leftover fabric here or some of the eBay stock. Not really sure how I'm going to handle that yet, because I can still use the big shelf out in the living room. I just need to decide how I'm going to move things around. So not really sure how that's going to work yet, but definitely I want to be getting these books out into the living room so that I don't forget that I have them. So that's going to be part of the project as well. I lost these, you guys. I was selling elastic on my Etsy store and I totally lost these and didn't know where they were, and I just found them again, so that's great. It's always fun when you can find lost things. Looks like I'm gonna have to empty whatever is in the cabinets down below because this shelf is gonna be way too heavy for me to move on my own. And I don't wanna break anything. So I think I'm gonna have to empty the cabinets. Probably I'll use these shelves to put the stuff on, slide everything over, undo it. You know how it goes. It's unnecessary weight that I really do not wanna have to move. It's mostly a lot of Eric's things, but we're actually gonna keep the stuff in the cabinet. Sorry if you guys can hear the air conditioner also. It's just, it's like way too hot for me to work here if I don't have it going. Oh, I just found a whole cache of a whole bunch of my daughter's paintings from when she was little. Cute, so cute. And this is actually some of my work from when I took a watercolor course. It's like not my forte. Okay, so we've made some progress. I've gone ahead and moved this over. It actually has a little bit of a difference here, and I can't really do anything about that because we have an outlet and I want to set up the bookshelves, and it could always be a project for a later time to pull everything out again and sort of deal with the wire, because as some of you may know, my husband's an electrician, so he's able to sort of rewire things up on top and fix it up so that I will not need to eventually have access to those plugs. There is just the one plug, but the light that's behind me is that's the plug it's attached to. So I still need to kind of have access to it without really needing to take all the books off. I mean, I'm not strong enough to move the shelves by myself, but Eric would be strong enough to move them if we ever needed to reach the lamps. So we're gonna try and do what we can. And yeah, we're just gonna sort of fill up all of these shelves with the books that that I need to read. And we're gonna create a library. So we're running out of time and I'm getting kind of exhausted. I'm pretty much just gonna go and put a whole bunch of books that are on the floor back up on the shelves behind me. And then I think what we're gonna do a little later on down the line is probably an unhaul video, and then possibly again a bookshelf reorganization video. So I'm gonna try and sort of put some books in order right now, but I'm trying to minimize my efforts and just kind of create a better background, but not exhaust myself in the process. So we're gonna start loading the shelves. The first things are, these are some books that I would have kept back from some of my eBay hauls. These are like small paperbacks, vintage sci-fi, that type of thing. These are not super important. And they're on the TBR if ever I need to read them, but I would feel probably just as comfortable unhauling them unread. So these are gonna end up probably here because they're not so important to me to be reading right now. It's gonna be the same for the vintage horror. And then, now, at some point when I was really crazy, even more crazy than you see me right now, I actually had all 16 books of the Realm of the Elderlings. I sold them all. Some of them were even hardcover. And I'm living right now with very, very deep regret. So I'm starting slowly to try and collect back the Robin Hobb books. So these are the two that I found so far, but because I've read them all, it's just the kind of thing that I'll collect them if I find them at a thrift store. I'm not gonna be going out and buying the books new. So yeah, I mean, these are the two that I have so far. And like I said, I'm just gonna sort of collect them here and there. And for now, I'm not gonna be stacking everything too deep because I wanna see what I have, you know? So I'll do that if I absolutely need to. So let's see what we have. Okay, the first thing that I have is Joe Abercrombie. This is the First Law trilogy. I have not read that, but it fits kind of perfectly over here. So I'm just gonna put it here and then, you know, see what else. Okay, we're dealing with stuff on the floor right now. I've got some hardcover. So we've got Michael Moorcock's Elric of Melnibone, or Melnibone, I don't know. I'm gonna put that up here. I haven't read that. The Gilded Crown. I'm just gonna start putting things and we'll see how we go with that. Okay, this is Hannah Witten. I feel like I wanna unhaul this actually. Okay, so I don't know if that's gonna make it onto the shelf because I feel like I might wanna unhaul that unread. I don't know, so we will see. But I have another, so I have this Hannah Witten. This is number 2 in like her Poison, I don't know, whatever the name of this series is. I don't really care enough about it in order to want to, I bought it because I thought, oh, it's the Nightshade. So this is like books 1 and 2 of the Nightshade Crown series. I have read book 1. I think it's supposed to be a romantasy, but I wasn't getting any hints of that when I read it first. So I'm not sure if I want to keep it. It may end up in an unhaul, probably like 90% eventually at some point. But for now, I think I'm going to just put it on the shelves because it is book 1 and 2 and I kind of want to give myself a leg up so I can see my series. So that will go up here. Then I have, let's see, Daughter of Chaos. These are a whole bunch of, okay, this is nonfiction. This is fantasy. Some are read, some are not. Okay, let's see what we have here. Here we have, this is horror. This is also horror. Not sure is it here? Is it here? Wait, I did. I think it's one more. Three ways. That is fine. Okay, one more. Okay, so we need resources. There's, this is fine. Type cool. This is like where? Oh, this comes you. No. Cool. Yeah, you do. That's not fiction, but kind of easier. This is one science fiction. This is science fiction. Okay, this is, I don't know. This is regular fiction, I guess. This is non-fiction. This is, this is this passage is fantasy. This is the word of love. Show here. This is non-fiction. This here. This is this.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Okay, you guys, so we are done, and this is what the new background will look like. I'm actually not sure what I'm gonna do about here. I may put some more. Right now, what I have here are some mystery thrillers, and I think I may need to change this up for some more sci-fi fantasy because I do definitely have more sci-fi fantasy than I do mystery thrillers. So that's something I'm probably gonna do off camera and change around. But I just wanted to show you guys the final final. We'll probably go ahead and do a bookshelf reorganization sometime in the next 6 months when my brain has had time to clear up all of that, whatever's been going on. But yeah, basically the books are gonna look like this. So here I have some regular lit fic. Then I have here some, this is also like these two shelves here are gonna be your regular, sort of lit fic. Then I'm gonna have some horror over here. I don't have that much horror out here. I do have some other horror ones that are in the other room, which of course not everything can fit out here, but I wanted to have some things out here for sure. Then as we discussed, I have here the mystery thrillers, which I think I'm gonna switch out for some sci-fi fantasy. Over here, I've just put all of my unread paperbacks, and these are just like the mass market paperback format stuff, which is not stuff that I'm actually going to be reading too frequently, but pretty much all of that is unread. I have Mark Lawrence's Prince of Thorns, I have Lies of Loch Lamora, and I have the Night Angel trilogy by Brent Weeks here, and then another one from Brent Weeks, which is The Lightbringer, and that's the Black Prism, but I'm not really sure on the reading order of any of that stuff. Then down here, so I do need to still use some of that space for storing fabric, but in the front here, I have all of my tea-themed books. So you're gonna ask me, what are your tea-themed books? I'm so glad you did, because I have as like a dream of mine to open a tea room at some point in my life, and I have been slowly collecting books, you know, like that I think would make nice additions to a tea room library type of thing. So we could definitely like go through these ones in another video if that's something that you guys want to see when I do like a bookshelf tour, that kind of thing. But I have some like really, really cool books that I think would be really fun to show you guys if you guys are interested. But those are all my tea party, tea themed, or anything that would look nice in a tea room type books. And I have those on this shelf and also on the far right of the shelf here. Here I have some more sci-fi fantasy books and a little bit of my nonfiction. But yeah, this is basically what the background is going to look like the next time we film. Maybe I'll do a little more finishing touches off camera, but yeah, that's going to be it for the bookshelf sort of mounting new background project. Thanks so much for being here. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please remember to like and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content with this lovely background behind us, and I will see you again in the next video. Ciao for now.